There's a lot of talk about moving to Florida these days, and I want to tell you how to not regret moving to Florida by doing these 10 things. We're getting after that next. Hey everybody, my name's Craig Cunha. I am a real estate agent here in Southwest Florida. So if you're looking for information on what it's like to live, play, eat, sleep, and buy real estate on the Gulf Coast, then this is the channel for you. So go ahead and subscribe, hit the little bell, and even leave a comment down below. I'm getting calls from people every day asking questions about what it's like to move to Florida, what they're going to need to know, and how I can help them. So if you've got a question, you've got to call, text, or email, because I've got your back when moving to the Gulf Coast. I promise we're going to talk about the things you can do to not regret moving to Florida, but I have to address something first. Yes, I look different. I am still Craig Cunha, the real estate agent here in Southwest Florida, but I'm going under a transformation. If you heard the last video, my dermatologist said, hey, you've got some pre-cancer cells in your face. We got to treat that. So I can't shave. I'm going to have a beard here for the next couple weeks, which is really odd for me, but there is, as you can see, some changes happening here. And yes, I also happen to have facial alopecia, so there's some spots of my mustache that don't quite fill in. But you know what? Those are my irregularities. I still do what I do. I can still do it well, but I have some issues that have to be overcome first. Anyway, we're going to move past that. Let's get on to the 10 things that you can do to end up not regretting moving to Florida. Number one of what you can do to not regret moving here is to be informed. Be prepared. Do some research. It's great that you found this channel and you're getting information about the area, and I'm thrilled if you're getting to know things that you didn't know, but keep searching. I'm not the only source, obviously. Google has a plethora of information, so type it in, search it, talk to some people. Be careful of what you're hearing from too many sources, because there are many people that will kind of lead you astray for their own reasons. But I'll say this, there's a lot of information out there, you can learn a lot, but the best thing you could do, get yourself here, drive around, feel the area, and really just get to know what you're getting yourself into. Weather really isn't that big of a deal. Yes, it gets warm. It does get very warm in the summertime. There's ways to overcome it, but don't let that stop you from investigating what it would be like to be here. Number two, if you get to the point where you really aren't liking it when you first get here for one reason or another, don't tell the family, because they will join in and make it worse for you. They're going to jump on the bandwagon to say how terrible it is. You shouldn't be there. You should come back home. Of course. If they love and miss you, they want you back home. So don't buy into that. Don't give them any fodder for that kind of situation, and just stomach it till you get through. Because again, there's going to be times where it's different than where you're from. So just suck it up a little bit, take the time to get to know things a little bit better, work your way through it, and I guarantee at some point you're going to say, you know what, I'm glad we stuck this out. Now, one way you can overcome this negative talk from the family and friends is invite them to come down. Let them experience why you decided to be here. Show them some of the amazing things that you're going to learn when you're here. They, in turn, may end up being one of those groups of people that says, hey, you know what? I think we're going to move to Florida too. Number 4 is commit to a time frame and stick to it. So part of the problem is I had a brother that did this very thing. He came down to try it out. He was here 2 years and went back home. There's various reasons for that, and we'll talk about that one a little bit later in the video, why he left. But commit to a time frame and don't let yourself break it. Because again, if you work through whatever issues you think you're dealing with, it really isn't a reason to pack everything back up, spend all that money, drive all the way back, all those miles, however many it may have been for you. I know I came from Pennsylvania, so that's not a short trip. I wouldn't want to have to pack up and go back after a short stay just because I didn't give it a chance. So commit to that time frame, stick to it, see what happens. Number 5 is experience things here that you haven't done elsewhere. There's a lot of unique things you can do in Florida. Number 1, I guarantee you've never fed a gator. There's places you can go to feed a gator. You can go on a fan boat ride or airboat, whatever you want to call it. And at this same attraction, you can hold a gator. His mouth is generally taped or rubber banded shut. It's a smaller gator, but it's an experience I guarantee you've never had. So try these things that are available to you in an area you've never been. Go out on a charter, do some deep sea fishing. You can do all kinds of water sports here, and if you're not from a place with water, that's going to be unique for you as well. But there's just a ton of stuff. Get out there, try it out, make it unique, and it's going to keep you interested in why you want to stay here. When you're having these experiences, make new friends. Heck, there's somebody to do these things with. They can share their experiences, maybe show you some of the things that they were really thrilled about experiencing when they first got here, and give you somebody to tell stories with, because that's one of the things we miss too. When we're away from family and friends, there's so many stories and experiences that we talk with each other about. You're missing that. So that's part of that longing feeling. Find somebody here, find a couple here if you're a couple, and take that time to forge that bond and experience these things with somebody else, because it'll make it that much more interesting and give you more reason to stay here. Number 7, find a job or hobby, if you happen to be retired, that you like. If you like something, you're going to tend to do it more often, right? You don't want to find something that makes you miserable, because it gives you another reason not to stay. So get into a position that is fruitful, prosperous, makes you feel good, you're making a difference, you found a purpose, whatever it is. Find that, and it's going to give you another reason why you want to stay in Florida and not go back home. Number 8, this is everywhere in Florida. Go to the beach often. Very often. When you go to the beach, taking in the salt air, the breezes, you hear all the laughter and fun going on. You're going to hear live music, the waves crashing on the shore. Yes, they do crash. And it's just going to give you that reassurance that the decision you made to come here was partially for the shoreline, was for the beaches. And it's going to confirm why you're here. Take in that experience very often, and it will allow you to appreciate what has you in Florida. Number 9, become involved in the community. You can volunteer, you can get into church groups, get into sports groups, both either for yourself or the kids. Here in Cape Coral, we have a city-run organization that has so many different sports teams that you can join. It's absolutely nuts. There's also craft groups that you can become a part of. There's theater groups. So if you're looking for any type of group to get with, this is a great place, offers a lot of opportunity for that. And many of our communities here, especially during our season, that time from January to April, there's many more people here. There's lots of active groups in each of these communities that have clubhouses. Find a group that you're interested in. It could be a golfing group. There's some cruising groups. There's some groups that go for wine tasting. So find one of those with your interests. Bond with those people. It'll give you, again, another reason to be in Florida. And number 10, fight homesickness by focusing on why you came to Florida and what going back home really would look like. Sometimes we focus just the opposite of that, and we look at all the things we gave up to be here, and it kind of skews everything. Appreciate what you found in being in Florida and what drove you here, and I will promise you that you'll want to stay, because you left back home for a reason. Something made you come here. That won't be different going back. So you're going to be going back to the same exact thing. Keep that in mind before you decide not to stay in Florida. If you've learned anything today and you want more information on what it's like to live in Florida, check out one of these other 2 videos. And if you've got a question for me, you've got to call, text, or email, because I've got your back when moving to the Gulf Coast.